Hi, this is Anita from the Dusty Roads podcast. Today I want to talk a little bit about why is travel important, and in particular, why is travel important for personal growth, or why do I believe travel is important for personal growth? Things like, food in a language you don't speak, figuring out how to read a bus schedule, or staring out a view so beautiful, it silences your mind. Travel isn't just about ticking places off a bucket list. I'm surprised in, today's world of social media and all of this, you see so many people that they just travel just to get that picture of them traveling. And then they say, wow, I've been here, and they don't really immerse themselves in the culture. I'm kind of a little bit of a different traveler. I'm the kind of person that, would go to China, visit a temple, and I could sit at the temple there for an hour or two talking to people, immersing myself in the culture of the temple and just watching everything, observing things, and just enjoying life as it goes on. That's kind of me as a traveler. I don't necessarily have to see all the tourist spots, so it's great to see. But what I really like to see is the local culture, local people, and the local life. So I want to talk a little bit about 10 ways that travel can change you. And, having traveled a lot, in my life and been to many places, travel is not the same, of course, for everyone. There's those people that travel and they have a schedule. They need to see every single thing. And there's those people that are more like me, who are maybe a little bit like they want to immerse themselves in the culture. They want to see the local life. They want to see local things. There is no right or wrong. Whatever fits for you is the right thing. But here are some reasons how travel can change you, or, how travel changes me, how travel can change anyone. First of all, number one, it shakes you out of your routine. Most people live their lives in autopilot. You wake up, you commute, you work, you sleep, you repeat. Travel can break that loop. Suddenly your senses are awake again, and you're noticing, questioning, adjusting. It rewires how you look at every day. Travel teaches you patience. This is true. If you're suddenly and your plane's delayed, or something else happens and you're traveling and a road floods and you can't get through the flood, or you don't quite understand what's going on, travel can really teach you, patience. Whatever it is that happens, it can teach you that. You can learn from it. Travel throws you curveballs in life constantly. So you can either fight them or you can just kind of go back and say, hey, we're going to kind of live with this. Travel can build you confidence. There's nothing like navigating a foreign country, figuring out things on your own and realizing, I can handle this. I can do this. I can make it through this. Travel confronts your fears. Sometimes travel makes you face things you don't know you feared, like getting lost, being alone, being vulnerable. I remember when I backpacked China on my own, one of my greatest fears was being alone. And then as I started traveling and meeting people along the way, meeting new friends, some of them who I'm still friends with today after all these many, many years ago, it really changes you. It builds your confidence. You get to know new people. When you're traveling with somebody and you're just there with them in a group, sometimes it's really hard to get to know other people unless you really go out of your way and start talking to people. You really don't get to know other people except for those people you're traveling with. So, travel can build your confidence, especially if you decide to travel alone. It can confront your fears, build your confidence, it confronts your fears too at the same time. Travel deepens empathy. When you spend time in someone else's country, you begin to understand life from their side. You encounter different values, struggles, and joys. It broadens your heart. Travel humbles you. I know travel's really humbled me. You're not the center of the world. Travel reminds you that. You see how big the world is, how vast the world is, how people live very differently. It helps you to understand them, where maybe before you didn't understand them at all. That kind of humility can be very healthy in life. It can clarify for you what matters. What matters most? What is most important for you in life? When you're out of your environment, you're seeing what you miss and what you don't. Travel can help you filter out the noise. Maybe you discover that, hey, you know what? I don't need all these things in my life. I can live with what's just in my backpack. I can live off of that. I don't need to have a closet full of clothes. Travel can change in that way. It can clarify for you. This is what really matters, is importance. It can awaken your curiosity. It can spark questions. What's that dish called? Why do you eat this? Why do you do things this way? It can help you to be able to learn new things. And the world we're living in today, we need to constantly be learning. It can inspire creativity, new places, new colors, new ideas. Travel can stir up the brain. Writers can write more, artists sketch, entrepreneurs think differently. You come back with creativity recharged. You come back changed. One of the great things about travel is that travel can connect you to humanity. You learn that people are more alike than different. And this is something that I really love about travel, is that, when you go to other countries, that you're going to a new culture, you begin to realize that this person may not look like me. They may not even speak my language, but we still have something in common. We have our humanity in common. Whether you're sharing a meal in Morocco or getting directions in Japan, or whether you're, in a gear or yurk in Mongolia, you learn there's a shared language of kindness and connection that overrides culture. That, kindness and humanity are the things that overrides any type of culture at all. But the truth is, and this is really true, is that, travel is not always easy. It can be frustrating. It isn't all about sunsets and gelato. Sometimes, it's missed buses. It could be food poisoning, language struggles, Wi-Fi dead zones. All these things can happen while you travel. But it's also through the bad things that you can learn stuff too. You find out what you're made of when plans fall apart. Do you throw a fit? Are you angry? Are you upset? Or do you kind of go with the flow and you just show, hey, I can adapt. I'll do something else this day, or I'll learn to adapt in some way if things didn't go as planned. That's why I feel like travel is worth it every single time, because there's so much you gain from travel, so much you learn from travel. Go somewhere, even if it confuses you. Go somewhere that calms you. Go somewhere that makes you rethink what normal looks like. Go somewhere which helps you be able to understand and see the world from a different point of view. Even short trips can help impact your personal growth. It doesn't have to be long trips. It can absolutely be shorter trips. But, find a way to get out of your comfort zone and to see this beautiful and wonderful world that we live in, and to explore this world that we live in. That's what it's all about with our Dusty Roads podcast and A Bus on a Dusty Road. That's why we believe in living your life as a global citizen. That's what it means to live your life as a global citizen, to just be aware of the world, think about the world, have compassion for other people in the world, and understand that there's a world out there that is different than the world that you may see within your own little community. So get out there, explore it, and see that world. And if you can't get out and explore it and see the world, then come and join with us and see it together with us, because together we can see and explore these things and begin to understand things about the world that we did not understand before. That's what this is all about. Thank you so much for being part of this community. We appreciate you. And if you aren't yet, press the subscribe button, subscribe, and join with us. We'd love to have you be part of us. And thank you all so much for listening and for being here.